Here's something you would not expect in a market where everyone says buying is impossible. First-time buyers are not disappearing. They're showing up in bigger numbers than they have in years. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Let me give you the number that surprised a lot of people in the business. In May, first-time buyers made up 35% of everyone who bought a home. That's their biggest share of the market since 2020. A year ago, that number was just 30%. So in 12 months, first-time buyers went from 30% of the market to 35% of the market. That's a real move, and it is going the opposite direction of what most folks assume. Now, you might be thinking, how is that even possible? Affordability is tight, prices are high. So how are more first-time buyers getting in, not fewer? Here's the simple answer. More choices. There are more homes for sale right now than there were a year ago. And when there are more homes on the market, buyers have more room to find something that actually fits their budget. More listings means less bidding against 10 other people. It means more time to think. It means a seller who might actually work with you instead of laughing at your offer. When the shelves are fuller, the shopper has the upper hand. So what does this mean for you when you have been sitting on the sidelines? It means do not count yourself out too soon. A lot of people talked themselves out of buying 2 or 3 years ago, and they never checked back in. The market changed around them, and nobody told them. Let me paint a picture. Imagine a couple who tried to buy back in 2022. They wrote 4 offers. They lost all 4 to cash and to buyers who waived everything. So they gave up. They assumed the market was closed to them forever. Fast forward to today. There are more homes to choose from. The frenzy has cooled, and the same couple with the same income suddenly has real options they did not have before. Nothing changed about them. The market changed. That's the part people miss. The market changed. Your timing is not just about your rate or your paycheck. It's about how many doors are open when you go knocking. Now, let me clear up the single biggest myth that keeps first-time buyers stuck. The 20% down payment. So many people believe they need 20% down to buy a home. They do the math on a big California purchase, see a number they'll never save, and quit before they start. Here's the truth. In many cases, we can get a first-time buyer into a home with 3.5% down. Sometimes 3% down. Veterans, nothing down. And on top of that, there are down payment assistance programs we work with that can help close the gap even further. So the wall you thought was blocking you may not even be there. Let me put real numbers on it, because here in California, the stakes are bigger. Our prices run about double the national average. It's common for a first-time buyer here to be looking at a purchase or a loan in the $650,000 to $750,000 range. Now, picture that you thought you needed 20% down. On a $700,000 home, that's $140,000. Now, no wonder people give up. But at 3.5% down, that same buyer is looking at closer to $24,500, and down payment assistance can bring it down from there. Same house, completely different starting line. This is exactly where the right guidance matters, because strategy beats rate always. Here's what I mean. 2 buyers can walk in with the same price range. One focuses only on chasing the lowest rate. The other looks at the whole picture. Down payment options, assistance programs, how to structure the loan so monthly payment actually fits, whether a permanent payment reduction makes sense for their situation, which programs they qualify for that they have never even heard of. One of those buyers ends up house poor. The other ends up with a home and breathing room. Same house, different strategy. So what should you do with all of this? If you've ever thought about buying your first home, this is your reminder to check back in. The market you gave up on may not be the market that exists today. The down payment you feared may be far smaller than you thought. Your peers are getting in. They may very well be a path for you too. But the only way to know is to look at your real numbers with someone who does this for a living. I've gathered the tools that help first-time buyers see what is actually possible. Go to rsrlinks.com/FTHB. Go to rsrlinks.com/FTHB. We walk you through the first step, so instead of wondering if you can buy, you will know where you stand, what you really need for a down payment, and what your options are. Do not count yourself out before you check the facts. And get certified. rsrlinks.com/certified buyer. rsrlinks.com/certified buyer. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Thanks for listening to the Real-Time Real Estate segment, brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com.